So this is going to be my second stab at making like a 2D fishing game. I tried it before and I just like let it get totally out of control. And I tried to do too much at once instead of getting like the very basic things going. So for step one, I just want to have a guy in a boat with a rod, super simple graphics, and have him be able to catch fish. Not even see the fish or anything, just be like press space bar when you sense a bite. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to not use any AI for this project. My goal is to like do all original art, all original sounds, all original music, and write all my own code and just use Google if I run into any problems. So yeah, I'm just going to write it in vite. I'm going to use vite, do it all in JavaScript, use SVGs for the fish, and just use animations and stuff. So yeah, should be fun. So I just set up a new repo. I'm going to make this public. I'm just going to open this in GitHub Desktop. Open it in VS Code. And I'll just install Vite quick. And I'm just going to use vanilla. Yes, I'm going to use TypeScript. Yes. And we should be up and running. Okay, so now that I got Vite up and running, my next step is just to blow this out and start working on the fishing world. So I just blew out everything in source, styles, and all the markup in main. And now that I've done that, I have just a plain H2 sitting here, and I'm ready to get going. I am going to use SAS. Install that quick. Okay, so I created a styles main SAS file, then I imported it into my main TypeScript file, and you can see that that is now a nice aqua, so I know my styles are working. Okay, so I set up the basic game area. I just did a main with two sections, sky and water, and then I have some basic styles. So just some resets to get rid of annoying margin, padding, box sizing. I made the body 100 view height, and then the sky, I just did a linear gradient. I found some pictures of the sky, and I just grabbed two hex codes from like the Chrome console, and I did the same thing for a picture of the ocean. And I applied those, and I'm actually not super unhappy with the way it looks. I mean, just for a starter, that's fine. So next step is just setting up a boat, and after that, just getting it to move back and forth. So I made my fisherman his boat in Adobe Illustrator. Kind of creepy guy. He's got a hat on. He's got his fishing pole in his boat with a huge motor. So that's just a starting point. Maybe I'll fix him up later. But yeah. Okay, so I recorded a couple clips, and I just realized my mic wasn't working, so a little bit of catch up here. But yeah, you can see I got my creepy little guy floating on the water. I changed the gradient a little bit. Pretty happy with the way that he looks. And I have it now to the point that I can turn him back and forth. So I'll just run you through that code super quickly if I can find my window. Okay. So in the HTML, I just added an SVG with, get rid of that, with the ID of boat. And then in the styles, I added a mirrored for turning, a mirrored class for turning. I also set the width and position of the boat, so it's got a spot. And then over here, I created a new class for the boat, just constructing it from a query string. I initialized it. I added a method for turning it, so all it does is toggle that class. I misspelled initialized here. And then I added an event listener to the document. Left or right arrow keys, just turn it. And as you can see, that part is working. So next is just to get it to move left and move right. So I'll start working on that. Okay, so I got my boat turning. What I did was I added some CSS transition properties to make it smooth. And then I went into here and I removed the turn out of the event listeners. Then if you go up, you will see in my move, got left or right. I set a max left and a max right, so I don't go out of the screen. I still have some stuff to do to set that up correctly. It's got to be based off the actual window size, but I just hard-coded it for now. And then it just sets some logic for, if the boat's already turned in the correct direction, don't turn it. Otherwise, turn it. And then it's going to use the left and right properties to calculate its next position. And then I set the movement to 50 pixels. So it's going to move 50 pixels at a time to the left or the right, depending on which key you press. So I'll show you how that looks. So as you can see, I can move. He glides nice and smoothly. So yeah, I got my boat chugging along. And yeah, I'm going to have to debounce it or something for if you hold it down. That needs to be smoother. But you can see right now he can go off the right side of the screen, which is not good. And left side, no, that won't work. Okay, so that is it for this video. In the next one, I will set his boundaries correctly. And then I will also start working on casting. I was thinking I would use the mouse or maybe the arrow keys, or maybe both, either or. And I was thinking you could use the scroll wheel to go up and down with your lure, and then in later videos I'll add some fish. So yeah, I'm excited. This is open source, so if you want to join this and help me make a fishing game, I'm going to do it all without AI, with the exception of if I Google something and I see learn some information from Google AI, whatever. But I'm not copying and pasting any code. Writing everything by hand. I'm going to I'll make everything from scratch. Sound effects, music, art. I want this to be a fun little project that I build over time. And anybody else that's interested in writing code without AI and interested in fishing and thinks this could be fun, let me know. And yeah, I'm glad to accept PRs. Thanks.